How you doing, Chandler? I'm curious, now that you've been through some meetings, gone through a couple walkthroughs, do you get a sense of how, if any, they might use you a little differently with Kennard on the other side as opposed to maybe, somebody else that you've had in the past? I mean, do you anticipate the exact same role that you've been playing, or might it change a little bit?
Oh, well, for the most part, usually it goes, well, whatever the coaches tell me to play. But what's advantageous about this year and what's different is that me and Kennard are both versatile players. I actually spoke to Kennard yesterday about, him playing left or right, and he was open to playing left and right, and so am I. So it'll be interesting to see what side we play, what position we play. But both of us are very versatile, so it could be a game plan thing. It could be week in, week out. So we'll see.
Hey, Chandler, two-part question for you. The first part is, do you think the single season sack record is within reach for you? And then now that you've kind of been in this for a couple of days, how do you think all the additions are going to help you in your productivity and offensive lines not being able to chip you and double and triple team you, stuff like that?
Yeah, that's always a goal of mine, to be honest with you. And I don't think that's hard to get. And I feel like if there was a year to do it, this could be the year to do it, honestly, for me. That's a personal goal of mine. But we have more help on our team. We have a better team. I mean, you see it on paper, but I mean, it's right there out for you. We have a better team. So with more help from the defense and the offense, that should help that total come up for sure.
Yeah, Chandler, I would imagine you've enjoyed seeing what's happened to the market for pass rushers with Bosa and Myles Garrett. Do you think at this point you're a bargain for the Cardinals 3 years after your contract extension?
Oh, that is a bridge that we're going to have to cross when it happens. I still have 2 years left on my contract. I'm happy here. I love it here. But those numbers are definitely are jaw dropping. Those are some really nice numbers to see. But we still got some time to get there.
Next three questions will be Tressa Tudrick, Jim Trotter, Kyle Odegaard.
Hey, Chandler, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to ask you about your initial reaction to seeing the list. And do you feel like there was a chip on your shoulder, and now to see your hard work kind of accepted in that list, how was your reaction?
Oh, well, I think really high of myself, especially where I am in my career. 15 was a pretty good number. Me and my family and a lot of my friends think that I should have been higher. So there's always room for improvement, and it's good. And I'm not satisfied at being 15, but it's a good number. But it's definitely something to work towards to get even higher next year for sure.
Hey, Chandler, Jim Trotter here. Nice to see you again. Quick question two questions for you. But first, I wanted to ask, you say you think this is the year to do it to get the record. This would be the year to do it. Why do you say that? What is it about this year?
I mean, just look at our roster. Look at our team. We have some help. Like I said, our front office has done a tremendous job of getting guys to complement Kyler and to complement Buddha and Patrick and just our defense and offense. Our team as a whole. We look good on paper, but just getting out here with these guys and moving around with them, we're looking good and we're looking great. And I'm not trying to speak too soon, like I said previously, but I mean, I feel like I'm getting closer and closer. And I don't feel older, and I had a pretty decent year last year. I feel even better, actually, with some of this time off. My body got some time to rest. So why not? Why not? Why can't I break the record? So we'll see for sure.
Shan, it seems like you've developed a pretty good friendship with Buddha, and I'm wondering when it was where you started becoming close with him. And when you met him, did you think your personalities would mesh, or did this kind of grow as you got to know him?
It kind of grew, and yeah, me and Buddha are really good friends. But that took some time, honestly, from hanging out with him, from just seeing him in the locker room. I realized, I mean, he's 24 and I'm 30, but we have a lot of things in common, and he helps me, and I also help him, with a lot of different situations in life and on the field. So having Buddha as a friend it helps for our team with chemistry, but also he's also a great person, and he's fun to be around for sure.
Next three, Cam Cox, Catherine Fitzgerald, Craig Fouie.
Hey, Chandler, hope everything is going well. And when you hear a lot of great players talk, they just see the game differently. When Tiger Woods walks up to a chip shot, most of us think we just want to get it on the green. He sees 12 different things to do. When you are at the line and you have an offensive lineman in front of you, how many different moves do you see in your head that you can do on an offensive lineman to get to the quarterback?
That's a good question. It honestly depends who I'm going against, and that falls back in the conversation of film study. Depending on who I'm going against that week, I'll know what I'm going to do. I do have a lot of go-to moves that I could probably try them and do them on anyone. But yeah, you kind of definitely get a feel for the game. And where I am right now in my career, I've definitely felt like I've mastered the art of pass rush for sure. And half of the battle is just having confidence, knowing that no one could block you. You can say it out loud or you can say it to yourself. And each and every game, each and every week, I feel like no one in the NFL could block me, and that's just me.
Hey Chandler, good to see you. When you mention all the that this defense has so much more help now on paper, how quickly can that translate to what y'all are doing on the field, and especially in a year like this where the off season is so unusual?
Well, it's days like this that makes the good teams great and make them excellent. What we're doing on the field, we have walkthroughs and things of that nature. But how it's all on how well our coaches coach, and our coaches have done a great job of teaching the guys the information. Even the young guys, you see Isaiah, you see some of the new players like DK, Campbell. These guys are picking up the playbook fast, and that's all a reflection on our coaching staff. So I feel like the team that has guys honed in more, and the coaches are really teaching the players what they need to know by week one. That's going to be the better team. And right now, we're doing a really good job at that.
Hey, Chandler, big picture wise, what's this like for you? I mean, it's different. You have walkthroughs, you have weightlifting. You haven't really been on the field of contact yet, and there's no preseason games. What's this like for you right now?
It's different, but it's something that you kind of you get used to it after a while. To be honest with me personally, this offseason I was doing a lot of cardio, I was stretching, I was running hills, but there's nothing like football shape. And when I first got out here the first day, I got my butt handed to me. Buddy Morris, I mean, I was tired, but that's what I like. That's what makes this fun. That's what makes it fun. And I think Buddy, he's doing a good job of getting us into football shape fast. And I feel like out of everyone, I was probably like the only one that was really gasping for air, but I love it. I think we're getting better and better every day. I'm getting more conditioned and better every day. And we'll definitely be ready by week one.
Next three: Sierra Santos, Darren Urban, Josh Weinfuss.
It seems like you guys have really hit the ground running. How much do you think all that summer preparation and all those Zoom calls factored into that?
They definitely factored into it. Guys are crisp. They know where they need to be aligned. They know their assignment. And I feel like if those Zoom calls weren't a thing, I think guys would probably be guessing. But the coaches did a good job of repping the plays, even digitally on our iPads and on our computers. It's definitely showed that those Zoom calls, they definitely meant something for sure.
Chandler, when I know you mentioned Devon already, but I'm curious, when you look at overall the pass rush, whether it's Devon or what you could get out of Isaiah Simmons or getting Jordan Phillips in the middle or what you might be able to get from anybody else on that unit, where do you kind of see, I mean, obviously you guys have a nice starting point with you, but where do you see overall where this pass rush can it be improved over where you guys were last year?
Of course. Our pass rush always have room for improvement, even myself speaking. Jordan Phillips is a guy that he has really caught my eye. I feel like he's going to be a force to be reckoned with, honestly. He's big, he's strong, and just even watching some of his highlights and some of his game film, he just blows right by guys. And I feel like he's one of those guys that even has more to tap into that he hasn't tapped into yet. And when the season goes, I think the better and better you get from reps. So I'm excited for him as well. And even having DK on the other side, he's a tremendous player. He's strong. And like I just said previously, he's a very versatile player. So I feel like that's going to give some offensive coordinators a hard time to figure out, what side is he playing? Is he playing the Sam? Is he playing the Will? Is he playing the left or right on 4 down? So having him and having the new add-ons to our team, that's going to be definitely advantageous for us.
Hey, Chandler, Cliff said, Kyler reported looking a little bit beefier. Did you see anything about how he looked? Is it any different than last year? And then what kind of humbleness does he exude in his leadership abilities? I'm talking about your quarterback, Kyler.
Yeah. Kyler's definitely bulked up. His arms and shoulders look a little bit bigger. He's also had a tan too. I always make fun of him. I said, "You got a tan." But Kyler, he's definitely bulked up, and that's going to be good for him, especially in this league. You see him. There's no quarterback that doesn't go through games without getting sacked. That's just the way it goes. He's fast, but when he has a little bit more meat on his bones, he can take hits. So that's going to be good for him. And he's definitely a leader. And when he speaks, guys listen. And when he was a rookie, so even going to his second year, I feel like that's going to even be more. And I'm definitely looking forward to him to do that for sure, to lead our offense to some more wins.
Next three, Jim Trotter, Bob McManaman, Catherine Fitzgerald.
Hey, Chandler. Patrick last year was put in a tough spot, missing games early, comes back, learning a new defense, all of that. When did you see him get his legs, and what did you see when that happened?
Patrick, I'm excited for Patrick's season this season. I feel like he's been and he still is one of the best defensive backs in the NFL. I'm not sure if you follow him on Instagram, but his Instagram post, he looks very motivated and he's excited. I can look at the look in his eyes. He has a different look in his eye this season, and I'm excited for sure to see P2 play.
Chandler, you mentioned the word leader. That's something you also are. And how will you use your leadership to make sure everybody sticks to the protocol rules so you don't end up potentially hurting or ruining something that could be a very special year?
Yeah, I feel like with me being a leader, one of my best leadership characters is leading by an example. So as far as the protocol, you won't see me without my tracker. Here I am with my tracker. If I see someone without it, that's when I will say something and step in and say, "Hey, listen, where's your tracker? Where's your mask?" My mask is right here on the table. Obviously, I had to take it off to speak to you guys, but just being that voice in the locker room, because it's easy to see, get tired and you pull your mask down and wear as a chin strap or things of that nature. But me being an older guy on the team, I feel like that's my job to step in and say, "Hey, follow the protocol," or things that I don't see these guys much outside of the facility. But if I do see something, or if I say, it's my job to step in and say, "Hey, listen," because I feel like the team that follows the most protocol is going to be the team that's most successful. So there you have it.
Hey, Chandler, even outside of virtual meetings, we're all just spending so much of our lives on Zoom right now. And so even with jumping on Corey's book club or playing video games with teammates, what's it like connecting with people virtually right now outside of football itself?
Honestly, that's my reason for doing that. I know Corey asked me to speak to his book club, but I used to play video games all the time, but I'm sitting here at 30 now with a daughter, and I don't really have time to play video games. But when I do, I'm always trying to join with teammates because we're not in the locker room. I don't have that time to sit there and pick people's brains and build that camaraderie. There'll be some times where the game's loading, and I'll just like, "Hey, how was your day today? What'd you do? Did you work out? Did you break a sweat?" And this is back when we weren't having workouts, when OTAs were supposed to go on. I wasn't jumping on their case, but I was just putting those thoughts in their head, say, "Hey, well, Chandler asked me, maybe I should go get a workout in." And you'll be surprised that some of that stuff goes pretty far. There's a few times where I even got on Buddha. "You're playing the game all day, you didn't work out?" It's like, "Oh, I'll work out tomorrow." But he's one of my closest friends, so I can do that with him for sure without him taking it to an offense.
All right, we'll wrap it up with Howard Balzer and Cam Cox.
Hey, Chandler, I'm just curious, despite just Zoom in the off season, with especially the guys coming back, much more comfortable does it feel being in the second year with Vance Joseph's system and being able to move forward where he knows what to expect from you guys, what he truly wants in this defense?
Yeah, well, for me personally, there's nothing really like knowing your defensive coordinator, knowing what he likes to call on first down, knowing what likes to call on second down, his third down go-to calls, his gotta have it calls. And after 1 year, I feel like I've got a good feel of what kind of coach he is, like if he's aggressive or not. So I'm excited for him to be here for a second year, for sure. He's actually my neighbor, so that's even more exciting.
Well, just to follow up on that, Chandler, is he a good neighbor? And then two, how good can this team be this year? And talking with the guys.
You know, I don't see him that much because he's always here working. But yeah, he's a good neighbor. He's not too nosy. And this team could be really good, honestly. We have, like I said, on paper, we have potential to be a top team, but it's easier said than done. Well, we have to do it instead of just for me to sit here and say it. So that's every team's goal to be the top team, and that's definitely ours.
Thank you very much, Chandler. And thanks to everybody for joining us for another Zoom call. Talk
Thanks,
soon.
Chandler.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Thanks,
y'all.
55.
Thanks.